stuff.
That countdown was like D. Sarcina's wave through with Cano.
We're live.
I don't see
now
it.
We're live.
We're live.
Oh, we've been actually live for 15 seconds. It just popped up.
There it goes. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Put It in the Book show, presented by CineSportsTalk.com.
You got a little scenes going on there.
Yeah, definitely a little bit behind the scenes there. Let me just get rid of this thing. I am Steve, your buddy, your pal during the good times and the bad times. I got Rodriguez. I'm going to switch this a little bit. Rodriguez down here.
That's me.
I got
that friend.
Point to your left.
Then I got Keith to my left, and really behind the scenes, back in a producer role, is producer Joe, Whammy Joe, as we've been calling him lately. We're a couple weeks into the season now. We got a lot to talk about. Mostly bad stuff. To be honest with you, mostly some rough goes of it. But what we're going to do first is head over to Mr. Lares to my left so he can talk about a Brooklyn Water Coffee. And he's gone.
BrooklynWaterCoffee.com, from their roaster to your front door. Check them out today, www.brooklynwatercoffeeroasters.com. There is a ton of amazing flavors on there, and just regular coffee if you're not into the flavors, such as the medium roast coffee, which is hands down their most popular coffee. Off the top of my head, I have no idea where those beans come from, but somewhere like South Africa and other exotic, wonderful places that make those beans taste really extra good. Once you order them, they are roasted to order. So you get your coffee nice and fresh. You can order auto drip. You can order whole bean, whatever makes you happy, whatever floats your boat. There's also a ton of delicious flavors, such as dark roast, dark chocolate. It is a delicious chocolatey flavored coffee. And I think chocolate, right? How many calories comes in that again? Fracci, I forgot.
0.
Oh, snap. There's also Winter Wonderland, Morning Wood. Morning Wood is actually really good. It has I think horny goat weed in it, right? But whatever they use to flavor, I think there's some other vanilla flavoring in it or something like that. Really delicious. There's also, I'm trying to do this all off the top of my head, so please forgive me, Drunken Pig. And don't worry, no animals were harmed in the making of this delicious treat, which, by the way, has how many calories?
0.
It's a whiskey-infused, bacon-flavored coffee. Can't lose with that. Then there's a high-energy line of coffee, 50% more caffeine per cup, such as flavors included such as Jacked Up Cupcake, which is what we like to call our friend Rodriguez over here. There's also Cinnabuzz, which is one of my favorites. Check them out today. There are other delicious flavors out there. Explore. Matter of fact, if you order 2 bags, we're going to throw you a 3rd bag free. I don't remember the code. I think it was mask on.
Bam, you got it, baby.
Oh, look at that. All capitals, mask on.
How wonderful it is to have a producer back.
Yeah, what's up, Joe? If you use the code mask on, you'll get your 3rd bag free. Coffee's not going to be the same price as it is in the grocery store. However, it is triple the deliciousness of any coffee you would buy in any grocery store. It is well worth it. It's the only coffee I drink. I live off it, as a matter of fact. www.brooklynwatercoffeeroasters.com, from the roaster to your front door. All the coffee that you order is guaranteed to ship within 24 hours of its roast date. So check them out now. Don't forget to use the code MASKON for your 3rd bag free. www.brooklynwatercoffeeroasters.com. Cheers, gents.
Cheers. This is season 3, episode number 25.
How many episodes in total?
We're closing in on the magic triple digit number.
Yeah, I thought we'd be up in there, 80s, 90s.
We're right around 90 right now.
We got to do a special Pete Alonso card giveaway.
Oh, for sure.
On our 100th episode.
Yes, that is for sure. So, Tim, let's get ready to rumble. Yes, we do have some stuff to rumble about.
Thanks,
and Tim, look, on this show, your comments get recognized, and we will talk to you, and we will allow you to have your say, unlike some of the other shows on the network. But we'll get to that a little bit later on.
Whoa,
Lady
what's going on here?
Lady P says, Keith, nice background.
Thanks, P.
And then Tony, welcome to the show. Good to see you guys. Good to see you as well.
Thanks, Tony.
All right, so we're gonna get right into it. The play on the field is going to take a backseat for just a moment because I'm sure this is our first time on the air since the happenings of Yoenis Cespedes. His name forever will be Cespedes. He did not have a chance to redeem himself. And look,
that first game.
He had the first game.
That was it.
And so let me just say a couple of words, and then I'll pass it off to you guys. And same type of feelings.
No, right, fine,
I'm sure.
No.
So
all right, go ahead.
Look, Yoenis Cespedes, Rodriguez loves Cespedes. Look at producer Joe going. So we trade for Yoenis Cespedes in 2015. He absolutely puts the Mets on his back and gets us into the World Series. Really helps us take over that National League East. It felt like every day he was in a big home run, 7th inning or later. And the fans, we fell in love with it. Because we haven't had that for a while, where we made a big trade, because we just don't do stuff like that most of the time. And when we do, it's Carlos Baerga-ish, and it just doesn't work out for us. So we get Cespedes, carries us into the World Series, and then he does, and he gives us another good season after that, and then disappears. So he had a 4-year contract, and he played 1 year of that 4-year contract. He was messing around with wild boars, breaking ankles. We get the whole heel situation. That's a standard, not standard, but it's an injury. It happens. We understand. You're healing from the heel stuff, and you got to go mess around with wild boars and break your ankle.
And horse
we
riding.
were anticipating your return last year. So now here comes this year.
You still got
and he
forgiven.
Still got forgiven. So now this year, we're like, okay, we're hoping for him to come back opening day in March, but then this whole COVID thing happens, and we know that he's going to be back this time around. Gives us a big game-winning home run opening day, 1-0 victory over the Braves, and then just that's it. He did hit 1 home run after that, but in his last 15 at bats, he had 9 strikeouts, and he was swinging at pitches 1.5 feet inside. That nearly hit him, and he just wasn't seeing the ball right. And then he was unhappy with his playing time, and he talked to the players about it. And then comes Saturday, game time, and we get this message, weird cryptic stuff going on. Where's Cespedes? Cespedes nowhere to be found. The Mets sent security to his room. It's empty. What is going on? And then right around 3rd, 4th inning, we hear he's okay. More to come after this. Then we hear that he opts out. He opts out, citing COVID. Because this year you can opt out, but it's clear. Cespedes told some of the players on the after the Zoom meeting that Rojas had with the team to talk about the lineup that day, and you told some players you didn't tell management. Nobody nobody knew where you were. And on the broadcast, people, they were getting concerned of did he get into an accident? Did something happen? And then it just winds up being that, after all was said and done, because of Cespedes' stupidity, he was down to $2.2 million this year. And so it just didn't become worth it, poor baby. And for him to opt out, opting out is fine. Understood. Don't want to put yourself at risk and whatnot. But the way you did it, bullshit Bush League. I don't know who wants to talk next.
Go ahead, Keith. You're up there next to him.
So, I heard a rumor, and I don't know how true it is, and it came from, I think, one of those Mets medium websites. I forget which one. Mets Mirage, maybe something like that. But that he has a alien grandmother in his house, and there are some concerns. So, I don't know how true that is. I didn't hear it outside of that media outlet. I don't know why he did it. I know why it seems like he did it because he's not getting playing time. He's not going to get his money. Wah. But I truly don't know. And quite honestly, I will never blame anybody in this day and age what's going on this year, especially if they decide, me and my family's health is not worth the risk. And I'm going to step back this year. I understand that. But there's other factors, right? He's on his walk year. He got a serious cut this year, basically because he was going to get fired, and we put his back against the wall and said, hey, listen, you're going to get a 80% pay cut because all you did was dick around with horses and boars when you should have been rehabbing and healing, and he would have played in 2019, right? There's that. There's also he didn't tell anybody in Mets management, which is very, I use a baseball term, I call it bush league. It was stupid. It was childish. It was immature. It was wrong. You don't do that in any aspect. You don't say, tell your wife you're going to get a gallon of milk and never come home. You don't tell your boss, I'm going to go grab some lunch and never come back to work. You just don't do that. He just completely disappeared. Right. And I also have a little gripe against the Mets. The way they handle it from a media aspect is consistent with how they've handled things all in the past. Why are they releasing all these little messages cryptically? We don't know where Cespedes is. We sent security. Just keep it hush until you know all the facts, and then release the facts. What is all this little and then what's his face? Brody had said, he addressed that and said, well, we want to be as open and honest with the fans as possible. Yes, I get that. Open and honest means you tell us what the injury is. You tell us how long a player is going to be out. You tell us things that impact the team immediately. But right then and there, you're talking about a personal life of a person. Chill out. Wait till you know the facts, and then release everything at once. Don't release, because the only thing as Met fans, when we hear Cespedes didn't show up today, we're all going to call him a scumbag, garbage, a loser. But maybe it was something personal. Maybe it was something that he was dealing with. Maybe it was something that he didn't care what the team thought because he needed to take care of because it was family related. Turns out we still don't know the truth or answer to any of that, but the Mets are partially to blame in how the fans have been handling this as well, based on how they kind of released the information in bits and pieces. Didn't like that at all. I don't have
a question for you.
Sure.
Just a question for you. Now, we would have noticed that there's no Cespedes is not in the lineup. The camera would have picked up that he's not in the dugout. So. What else? What would the Mets have said then? Then it would have been like the media would be like they would be doing it also.
I guarantee you that if we did not hear it from the Mets booth, we probably would not have noticed. He's not in the lineup today. That's that.
Oh, the cameras there would have.
Okay, well maybe he's in the dugout, but still, I still think that they have a responsibility not to just release information without it being complete. That's the end of the story. And if the story is not complete and the media picks up the fact that he's not in the dugout, they still have a responsibility to release information when it's complete. In today's day and age with COVID-19 and everything else, it could have been something major. It could have been he's on a respirator dying. It could have been he has a family member dying. Thank God that's not the case, right? And with him and his history, I probably wouldn't have believed that to be the case initially anyway. But I think it's a little... You got to be a little more responsible in how you release that information and make sure you have all the facts straight before you start leaking information, because it kind of becomes, like you're ganging up on him, or Mets fans and the Mets media and the Mets media relations know all you have to do is release a little bit of negative information and Met fans will pummel that person without even thinking twice, including myself. And truthfully, in this day and age, I think you need to be a little more responsible. However, I'm not excusing Cespedes. What he did was childish, immature, and wrong. you know. And honestly, at the end of the day, good riddance. You know, he 2015, 2016, the years he was with us, he and played, he did a lot. I'm super grateful to him, you know, for that. But the last 3 years, 2 years, or whatever it is, have been miserable with his injuries, and everything else. So good riddance. Take care. Have a nice life. I hope you do well. I hope you stay healthy. Bye. I'm not. I'm indifferent about his departure. Really, honestly, at this point, it's just whatever. See you later. I was hopeful he'd come back and do well, but he didn't. He pulled this move. Take care. See you later. Peace out, Premier. Take me out with the fader. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out.
Rodriguez, what you got?
Well, not to beat a dead horse to death, but
That seal.
Oh, that's a baby seal.
Baby seal.
I'm not going to use that anymore because I sound like I'm a criminal.
Peter's gonna come. Peter's coming after us.
Well, you know what's funny? I gotta be honest with you. He should get beaten like a baby seal. That's what should happen to you, Max Perez. Because one game, dude. You brought me back for one game. You said Max Perez. Anyway, by the way, Chris Kelly sucks. ATL, you blow. Just letting you know. Thank you. Max Perez, come on, dude, man. You had to be more professional than that. You may be mad about your playing time. You started 8 out of the 9 games, by the way. Okay, if you're mad about playing time, okay. You may be saying that they're trying to screw you for your money, for your innings or whatever. I don't give a rat's ass about that. I don't care. The Mets stood behind you when you hurt yourself like a fool. The Mets even brought you back after you left. When they offered you money and you still left, we still wanted you. We brought you back, dude. They gave you everything they could give you. They stood behind you. You were unprofessional. Fuiste muy malo, señor. That's what I'm going to say. Just leave it at that for Spanish. Otherwise, I'll curse you out in Spanish. But to be honest, you were very unprofessional, Max Perez. And you should not be on the team anymore. I had high hopes for you because you make us a better team. That's the only reason, dude. You're a beast. When you're on, you're a beast. Now you're not going to be on for us. Ever. You know what? I had Beltran all the way up there. You're kind of right there now, Max Perez. You're kind of right there. Beltran, Daniel Murphy, those type of guys, you're kind of right there, dude. So you know what? See you later. Back to Cuba. Do whatever you want to do. I can't say what I said to you guys on the text, but just know I'm saying that right now with my eyes.
Well, Rodriguez got what he really wanted to say off his chest in our group chat, just so that none of it slipped out while we were on air and we got an FCC violation. All right, so look, screw you, Cespedes.
Right,
you're done.
Like,
he's not even a thought in my mind that at this point anymore. It's over. Peace. Thanks for those little bits. Thanks for all screwing us, the Mets, out of like $60 million worth of money. Take care. Have a nice life.
Hey guys,
bye.
Guys, why don't we do an official Cespedes shirt burning or something? Anybody got I got a Cespedes shirt.
I don't have one.
I don't have one either.
I'll burn it.
Do it.
Let's do it.
I'll burn it. So
I still got the Jason Bay jersey.
Yeah, we'll add fuel to the fire. We'll burn.
We should do a socially distanced outside, put in the book show in Steve's backyard with the fire pit and start burning shirts.
I got a Beltran shirt.
We'll put X's on the floor.
Hold on. Do you really want to burn Beltran's jersey? Think about that.
I don't want
center fielder.
Jason Bay is different
because of the Puerto Rican-ness of it. But I will. Because he deserves it. Because you know what? The other day, he was on social media with a guitar saying, "Oh, I've done something now. I learned how to play guitar during the pandemic." You learned how to play guitar, Beltran? Really? You have no respect for yourself, Boricua? Get lost.
He's trying to be like Bernie. What's his face from the Bronx? Bernie, center fielder. What's his name?
Williams.
Bernie Williams.
It's a really odd last name.
It is, but he's actually a really good guitar player. Bernie Williams. Yeah.
He is.
Well, he's a master, I believe, right? One of those.
Yeah.
Pretty big time.
In a band, right?
Why is he even brought up here?
I don't know why he did it. Keith did it.
Huh?
Why not? You're talking about burning the jersey,
Yeah, do
the
it.
shirt of the best center field that ever played baseball in a Mets uniform. Might as well bring up Brandon Williams too.
Why?
Dude,
All
know
right,
you.
let's
Well,
let's reel this
You're
let's
right.
reel this bad boy back in. Yeah, let's
He
let's
is.
let's talk about the positives of Cespedes being gone. Now you can bring in Dom Smith to play in left field. You can
Yes.
use Cano in the DH. We'll talk about Cano in a little bit when he comes back. You can bring in JD. There's so much. There's so many different possibilities in there, and now you bring in guys that that can't hit but they can run. They can play excellent defense. And I can't even remember Billy Hamilton. We brought in Billy Hamilton.
What's the point of hitting if you can't running if
Now,
you can't hit?
So the official thing of Billy Hamilton is that he's a great outfielder because of the speed. And then on the flip side of that, he can pinch run. I don't foresee him getting many at bats. They started him yesterday just because he just came over, wanted to get him a little bit of acclimation into the field and whatnot. But
they also, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but they also started him because of Porcello. Something they talked about Porcello being a ground ball pitcher and needing more defense. So they're going to play a better defensive team behind Porcello, which should help them. And that's something that we even spoke about yesterday, right, Faraci?
Yep. Yes,
We're talking about messing with the players for certain players that need a better defense. And so I like that type of stuff from our manager. Back to you, Faraci.
Yes. Yeah, no, and that's a good segue in it. That 8th and 9th inning, we got a lead. He's putting in his prevent defense. The better defense out there. And I don't know if you noticed, but in yesterday's game, JD Davis played much better at third base than what he did last year. There was not the triple pumping into the glove.
No.
It was quick.
That throw sold me.
Yeah, the throw, the throw where he beat the runner by a half of the step.
And he
went to his left.
Yes. Went to his left, dove, got it, and so that was one of my biggest pet peeves last year with JD Davis, that pump.
Yes, it was.
And I have definitely noticed the improvement. He worked.
Could tell he worked on
his game. And if the kid had such a good year in his first real chance, I mean, in Houston he played, but his first real chance was with the Mets last year. And on top of that, he worked hard on his game. It's obvious in that one play alone. And I'm thrilled. I think 2020.
I'm very happy that some of our viewers are making comments and giving us their opinion, but they're totally wrong. Who would pay $60 million for 1 year? You're out of your mind.
I don't see that comment.
I mean, Ben.
I don't see that either.
Welcome to the show, Ben.
I think I'm a little delayed on the comments.
$60 million?
I might be too. I just see Victor last.
Yeah, the last comment for me is Max.
Yep.
And by the way, Joe showed that comment about 5.5 minutes ago.
Which one?
The one from Max talking about there's way to do things, and it just came up, but it shows 7:19. So I think my comments are a bit delayed. So Joe, when you pop them up, I'll acknowledge them.
Producer Joe also had mentioned to make sure we go ahead and remind people that they need to get into our page and register to chat.
Our group.
Our group.
Go, if you're watching from a different group, one of the other amazing 40 some odd groups that I'm in for the Mets, head into. You feel free to make comments there, but we won't be able to see them. So jump into the Put in the Books show group, and then you can make comments there, and then we can see them about 11 minutes delayed.
And if the comments is what we're talking about, we will definitely chime in. If
Absolutely.
we ignore you, probably it's because you're just going off topic, but we still appreciate your comments. Send them.
And usually
we don't ignore people.
Yeah, usually we'll say we'll hold that comment for a little bit later in the show when we have conversations.
No, I ignore them. Roger.
Well, somebody's got to acknowledge them. All right. All right. Got that out of the way. So our last show was last Wednesday. We did a quick show before the Red Sox game, and that's when kind of shit hit the fan. We lost 5 in a row after that, starting with that game. And it was just like disaster. Like, it was bad pitching starters, bad bullpen, bad defense, no fundies, bad hitting, and it was, and we spoke about this. The Mets are the third, if you count all of baseball. They are four at the time. A couple days ago, they were fourth in baseball in hitting. Great hitting team, phenomenal. They can get on base. You got four guys with on base over 400. But something was going on with it. Whenever there was a runner on second base, this is a new solo feature. Very pretty face. When somebody got to second base, nothing. The average dropped 40 points, and we were 14th in the National League. Next to last, just in that category. Get on base. We can walk. On base percentages over 400 for four of our guys, but we couldn't drive any one of them some bitches in. So that was the problem.
It's to me, it comes down to the hitting coach. You really need to go ahead and make your that solo feature is strange. You need to go ahead and change your hitting approach. When you have runners on base, you can't hit like the bases are empty. You have to approach the at bat differently, and grind it out. Slap a base hit, take a walk, bunt. You can't go ahead and just say, I am going to go up there every single way. I'm not going to take the same approach every single at bat, every single day, every single game, every single day. No, there's different scenarios. Bases empty, runners on, you're losing, you're winning. You're going to take different approaches at the plate, and Chile really needs to drive that into their head. When his runner's in scoring position, there's a different way to approach the at-bat. And how that is, move the runner over. How many outs is there? No outs. Get the first base runner the second. Don't worry about yourself. If you can get a hit and get two runners on, great. There's a runner on second, bunt, get him the third. If there's only one out, there's different things you do to score runs. You're not gonna. You don't want to aim to score 3 runs with one swing. You want to aim to move the runners over. If you can hit it out the park, go for it. Otherwise, be strategical and make sure you're taking the proper approach at the plate at the appropriate time. That's how I feel.
Well,
and
they did a lot of things bad.
Right.
They ran the bases bad. They played bad defense.
Steve.
Oh my God, the base running. Oh my God, forgot about that.
Terribly.
Holy crap!
McNeil should have got fined thousands of dollars for the base running blunders. I mean, that's ridiculous to be a pro and be such a schmuck. You don't run from second to third with the ball hit in front of you. Oh, maybe you forgot how many outs there were. That's even worse. You should be paying attention. You should know how many outs there are. The team was playing bad totally. Alonso trying to pull everything instead of going with the ball. And even when he went with the ball, he's got an uppercut swing trying to get lift on it. Don't do that, Alonso.
All you're doing is popping out.
Just use your big baby Huey body and just slam line drives to the wall. I mean, it's just as good. Getting the guys over, getting runs in, McNeil. I can't talk enough about McNeil's base running, how ridiculous it was. It's like he was a spaz, like he never played baseball before. What's up with that? You cost 2 runs easily. So many other things. I don't know. Bad pitching, bad location. Then you got to talk about your buddy Diaz. Oof. I had high hopes for him. Another mess. Perez came in the other day, did okay, I guess. But Diaz, what is that?
7th inning.
Yeah, thank God it was the 7th inning.
Well, that should be.
I mean, I don't even know what to say about this guy anymore. It was a total collapse for the last 8 games. It's been a collapse pretty much to me. Yeah.
Outside of the last, like we've also not been in any of the, we were not in the games against the Braves. 7-1. We blew a 6-run lead in the Friday night game. That was Travis d'Arnaud. Thanks a lot, douche. Another former Met that's gonna wind up killing us. But Travis d'Arnaud hit that gapper against Lugo. Some questionable calls at the plate, strike zone wise. But the the way the bullpen pitched that day, we didn't deserve to win that game. If we would have come out and won that game, it would have been a miracle from up above because we just played real shitty after taking that lead.
Atlanta looked more determined to win the game. It looked like they were hungry, like they wanted it more. Baby Huey is out there striking out and going back and looking at the bat and making faces.
40%.
What's up?
40% strikeout rate for Alonso so far. 40%, and
Wow.
and most of those strikeouts are coming out of the zone. He's not now. Well, and we'll talk the last few games because it looks and feels like he's starting to see the ball a little bit better. But he was striking out on fastballs with little to no movement right down the middle. There were several times he took a pitch right down the middle for a called strike 3, yet he's swinging at pitches 6 inches outside. He's pressing, and the more annoyed that he's getting, the more outside. It's kind of likened. I want to kind of liken it to the frustration that Matt has sometimes shown on the mound. Alonso's and he takes it out when he gets back to the bat rack. He's been breaking some bats, but that at the plate, when he's swinging and missing at a pitch 6 inches outside on a 2-0 count, which is done, that frustration is building up inside of him, and it's not going to help him at the plate at that moment. So that's where you kind of got to take a step back, go look at. Oh my God, look at the video. Chili Davis is talking to each one of the hitters every single day, and then he's got 2 on-site assistant batting coaches, and he's talking to those guys multiple times a day. So gotta look at the video, and Pete, you're a professional now. You did a hell of a job last year when nobody thought that you were going to have 53 home runs last year and break all kinds of records and be this big guy on the team. But this so far taking a step back, and he's just got to. If you guys think otherwise, look at the video and see, and you can see his hands are moving a little bit more than what they were. He's just not getting set, not getting ready, and it's irritating to watch that kind of thing, knowing what he should be doing, and just like, give me his cell phone number, let me talk to him real quick.
So 2 quick things, right? Chili Davis, back to situational hitting. He really needs to teach that whole situational hitting thing. I'm not going to stop saying that because it's so damn true. You remember, if you've watched the show for a long time, and if you haven't, I'll tell you, since season 1, I've always said, bunt, stop being ashamed, bunt the ball. Sometimes it's situational. You do what you got to do. It's not about you, your stats. It's about the team, moving runners over and getting runners across the plate. But I think with Pete Alonso, like you were saying, there's a good point. And this is something I observed through somebody else's eyes, because we have in the Mets organization some amazing announcers. We got Gary, who is Mets super fan, super knowledgeable. We got Keith, who is like a hitting guru. And we got Ron, who is like a pitching coach. So when these guys break things down that's happening in the game, I stay quiet and listen, because they are so knowledgeable, they are so insightful, and they break it down to a point where, as a fan, you really understand everything that's happening. I love our SNY crew. So amazing. But Keith was saying, like, similar to what you were just approaching, Farachi's, what Alonso's doing, he's jerking back before swinging at the ball, and it's throwing his timing off, and it's making his swing longer. And it's true, last year his swing was a lot shorter. Because the swing is longer, you see he's chasing, and he's getting under pitches. And he's not catching up with pitches. He's getting under pitches. He's striking out, and he's looking really sloppy. However, as we all know from baseball fans, what Alonso has done the last couple of days, like you were alluding to, Farachi, 3 walks. Rodriguez had mentioned
a single to right.
He
took the pitch the other way.
So those are signs somebody's breaking out of a slump. And I did notice after Keith said that he's jerking the bat back further, he's doing that a little bit less. I'll just throw something out there to Met fans. Don't bash Pete. He's a young kid who works really hard. He loves playing. He loves the Mets. Support him. He will get out of this. Every player goes through slumps. You can't dog a player who goes through slumps. Some players go through 30-game slumps. I know 60 games doesn't really allow patience for that, but it happens. And then they go on a 10-game tear where they hit 5-6 home runs and bat 400. That's baseball, folks. Give the Mets a chance.
Hey, Joe.
Joe,
I love the pop in.
Hey,
what's up, buddy?
hey. Just want everybody who's watching us live to know we love our live viewers and commenters. I apologize. It's my first day back behind the glass. I will get these guys corralled, and we're going to go through 5 minutes now. Not even. We're going to go through 3 minutes, and Steve is going to give a quick shout out to everybody who's been making comments. All right?
Oh, let's do that. Let's do that real quick. Oh, the boss.
Wow, Joe just cut us off. All right. He goes,
All right.
all right.
Now, let's see. I'm just gonna go right up to Bobby Plummer. I gotta say thank you for your comment, but we don't miss Todd Father. Tom Bohan, I don't know what you're talking about. You said something about Jimenez needs to become a Swiss Army knife. No, he just needs to play. Whatever. He's a great player. Swiss Army knife. Oh, what are you talking about? Tony Agretti, David should be our starting third baseman moving forward. Agreed. Fantastic. I love it. Good job. Cano was batting over 400. Thank you, Mr. Bobby Plummer. Yeah, I appreciate that. He's playing well. Ben, you're really writing a lot of stuff there, Ben. Okay, we have a decent lineup. Everybody else sucks. But you're trying a lot of stuff. I like that. You're a good Met fan. Congratulations. You're almost right. Dominic, don't blame Diaz. Come on,
No,
Dominic.
I'm not familiar yet.
Let's not talk about not blaming Diaz. Diaz needs to be blamed. He should have come in stronger like a boss. Nobody should hit him with the kind of stuff that he has. Don't blame Diaz. Blame it on the rain then. Okay, thank you.
I'm blaming on the rain.
Cornet, he lives in the 80s. And you talk, Cornet, you my man, Cornet. Cornet knows that he's the man here for me. He's my boy. He's stat man. But are you talking about Keith Lowris? I agree. But if you're talking about Keith Hernandez, don't talk about Hernandez, Cornet, because you're probably like 25. You don't know, buddy. He's a god.
I wasn't even born in the 80s.
Oh, Timmy. We love you, Timmy. Skanky bastard. We love you. Back to you, Farachi.
Thank you so much. I think the comments are coming a little bit quicker now. A little bit delayed. The Ben thing. Ben, Cespedes carried us to the World Series in 2015. I completely agree with that. If you win the World Series, then the $60 million is worth it. We did not win the World Series. He, as Keith loves to talk about, he played soccer out in left field with the ball on that first at bat.
He almost single-handedly ruined the World Series for us. Just saying.
Well, he's definitely part of it. But no, I don't think the $60 million is worth it at all to get us to the World Series. It was a lot of fun, but you win the World Series, and then that $60 million is absolutely worth it.
That's funny. I don't see the Cornet comment.
It's just not there yet. It'll get there. I don't know why it's so behind today. It's a Facebook thing.
Timmy wants more rage from me.
Yeah.
I can't.
Which, by the way, today we are with our with our software that we're using for this, StreamYard. Got to give a shout out to that. We are broadcasting to 3 different places at once. We're on Twitter right now. We're on YouTube right now, and we're on Facebook right now.
Where? Twitter.
At the PWITB show, which you don't need to know, because if you're watching on Twitter, you're already there. I want to talk real quick about some of the early season stats. You know, we're through 13 games or so here, depending on how many guys have played a certain amount of games. Two of our top 5, let's go top 5, are on the IL right now, and Robinson Cano and Jeff McNeil, and hopefully we get those guys back soon. Andres Jimenez is our 4th top hitter. I'm not going to count Edward Nunez because he got hurt after a couple of at-bats. But Jimenez is batting .320. He's our leading hitter, 25 at-bats. It's a nice little stretch for a rook, right? 20. Look. When I don't remember who it was that said, Swiss Army knife, but here's what I'm thinking, Tom, it was, he can play different bases. He's got speed. He's got pop. He can hit for average. He's got a sweet swing. He's got a great arm, and he plays phenomenal defense. That play yesterday with the chopper right over Porcello's head, and he ranged across, and he threw him out at first base. He's got incredible range. He's 21 years old. Bat
He is
320.
slick with that glove, bro. I mean,
he is super slick. Love it.
If you watch the show, you know the four of us, including producer Joe, have a chat that we go back and forth in all week, and we were talking about that earlier. His glove is so slick. I mean, the kid has amazing range, gets to the ball super fast, has a great arm, and he's putting some good wood on the ball. Let's see, like I was saying in our chat, you know, if we're able to see Jimenez adjust to the pitcher's adjustments to him. That's really the key to what a real major leaguer is. So good luck, Jimenez. Hope you are future, buddy.
I don't think he's going to be able to adjust yet.
It'll take time.
I think he just needs experience, just like Alonso's having a hard time this year.
Ahmed was a little rough.
So I think Jimenez is going to be a solid ball player for sure. From what you're seeing right now, he led the Arizona League last year in hitting, I think 350 something. So the kid has talent, you know.
Yeah.
And him and what's his name, Rosario, should be a very good shortstop and second base combo for the next 10 years for us.
Best buds.
Cano, he might end up being the designated DH, because if that kid plays second base anywhere near his potential, it's not right to send Cano out there at 38 years old and give him a break any minute. I mean, he might get one start a week, but this kid's going to play. I
can't wait. Can't wait. I got goosebumps. Sorry.
We just got to put at least 2 out of the 3 things together. Pitching, defense has to be there, or pitching and hitting, or defense and hitting. You got to get 2 out of 3 every game, man. Otherwise, you're going to lose in the major leagues. You're just not going to win anything.
Yes, sir.
I think it's going to get turned around, though. I think so.
Yeah, Twins are a big show of. No, it's fine. I was just gonna say Twins are a big show of what you were just saying, Rodriguez, because they have. I mean, now they have power, and now they're starting to build other things. But what the Twins' success has been based on before the last 2 years or so was just small ball, fundies, and great defense. You know, and the Mets, not so much with the great defense. This kid Jimenez, Ahmed, aside from his little stint last year, we had those errors. If we have he's been great. So if we have Ahmed and Jimenez up the middle, Pete's been doing a good job, and JD's improving. We have, you know, a good shot at having a really good defensive infield for several years down the line. Yep. Looking forward to it.
And just to go through a couple more guys out here, right behind Jimenez is Michael Conforto. Through 48 at bats, he's batting .313. He's played in all 13 games so far. JD Davis has played in 12 of 13. He's batting .300. And you know, if the guys ahead of these two guys were able to get on base a little bit more, then perhaps they would have a little bit more in the way of RBIs. But they're both sitting at 6 RBIs for the moment. Conforto, seven walks, 12 strikeouts. Then heading down the list a little bit more, I'm going to skip over the next 3-4 guys because it's Nito, Cordell, who got optioned today or yesterday, Jake Marisnik, who's just not seeing any playing time, and I'm all good with that, unless it's the prevent defense in the 8th and 9th inning. And then Ahmed Rosario has been a little bit of a struggle at the plate. He's gotten some big hits, and he's hit the ball hard into some bad luck. He's at 244 thus far, but confident based on last year's second half, especially that he'll get back to it. Look, guys, we're 5-8. We still have. I know it's a shortened season, but just consider it the way that I'm thinking through this right now. I'm not trying to get too down on it. And we have in our chat, but just think about it. Forget that it's a short season. It's still August 6th, and we're 3 games under. If it was August 6th in a 162 game season, and we were 4 games out, we'd be just fine. So that's the way I think we got to think about 4 games out of first place on August 6th, Rodriguez. We wouldn't be just fine.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you on that. I'm just saying that you're saying look at it as a forget it. It's a freaking sprint. Look at it as a sprint. Lucky for us that the playoffs got expanded. Okay, that helps us a lot with the way that we play normally, which is, suffer, 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 play great, and then fail. But, that's our motto. But, right, that should help us, the playoffs. Lucky for us that happened, because a 5 and, an 8? 5 and 8?
5 and 8.
5 and 8 start is terrible in a 60-game season. We'll be all right. We'll get to the playoffs. Once we get to the playoffs, Stroman will be back. Everybody will be healthy. We'll start kicking it in. Alonso will be over. That rookie little thing he's got going on. JD's the man, 300, 320. 300, 320. Oh, it's going to be sweet, guys. It's going to be mint. Stay positive.
Right. Now,
I do think we'll
about
see
the pitching
Cano
after Keith's Cano
back.
I said after Keith's Cano.
I was going to say, I think we'll see Cano and McNeil back, and I'm mad. I think those three guys we're going to see back, and they're really key, especially Cano. Cano, for whatever reason, really struggled last year. Maybe it was a quick change of scenery, but he came back towards the end of the season, looked really good. A couple positives in Cano. I do like last year and this year when he was injured. He stayed in the dugout, stayed with the team. I think that's a big positive, and I think we'll see Ahmed. We'll see McNeil back, and I think Pete's going to turn around. We're going to start hitting. And once we do, we're going to see a big change. And then we'll get Stroman back. It'll change the dynamic of the starting rotation. It's just we need to hang on tight. We need to grab on with white knuckles right now and stay 500 at least. And we're not there right now.
Yep, absolutely. And we're going to grind to get back there. I do want to talk about the pitching for just a moment. We brought in this kid Jared Hughes, who he's only pitched in one game, seemed very solid. DeGrom, obviously. Drew Smith has been very good. 2.45 ERA, WHIP of 0.55, batting average against of 154. Lugo has been great outside of that one. All the relievers have all had that one kind of blow up game. Lugo had his ERA down to 2.57. He's 1-1, a 2.57 ERA, a 0.57 WHIP, and a 125 average against. He's given up 3 hits in 7 innings.
It's terrible.
It's awful. Familia has his ERA down to 3.18. He's looked pretty good in most of the starts, but then he had that one game where he gave a couple runs. He's not walking the world. David Peterson, he's been pretty good. Rookie through the first couple of games, 3.86 ERA. He did it against a very potent Boston Red Sox lineup. Their pitching is very questionable, but their lineup is very formidable. Diaz, it feels like Diaz has a 28 ERA, but he's gotten it down to 4.15, working into like a 7th inning. Here and there that'll try to get his confidence back. 1.38 WHIP, not great. 143 batting average against. So he's walked 4, struck out 8. It's not what you want to see, but hopefully he's past that now. How about Kilame? Kilame is the guy that we got for Asdrubal Cabrera from the Phillies, who went through Tommy John surgery. And he was asked to pitch 4 innings in a game that got way out of control for us. Pitched 4 innings, did give up a couple of runs, but his WHIP is 0.50. It wasn't a lot of base runners out there for him. Chase and Shreve has been good, but then again he also had that 1 inning, and it's. The relievers have to be in there to hold the other team, not get a loss. But these guys have allowed tack-on runs, which is a massive depleter for the lineup and for us.
And Kilame is a 25-year-old kid that we have control of for some time, So his stuff looked pretty decent. And he's just kind of coming back from injury, like you were saying. So if he kind of nails it down, it can be a good weapon going forward. One thing, kind of changing subject, Conforto, I don't think we've mentioned it. I want to shout out Conforto's defense. He's been doing really. I know it's right field, but he's been really strong out there in terms of tracking balls down, getting to the ball, getting good jump off the hit.
Nice throws.
Nice throws. Conforto is really proving to be an all around really good player, like we all knew he should be, but what should be and what isn't always the same. So, shout out to Conforto and his D, not only his bat.
The D.
Yeah, defense. Sorry.
Defense.
I don't want his D. I just want his defense. Just defense.
So, and look, let's talk about the last 3 games. The last 3 games we've won 2 out of 3 things. And, I made the comment in our group chat that one of these days we're going to have a nice complete game where all areas of our team kind of click. And it felt like that happened yesterday, where the bullpen was great. Defense was stellar behind Porcello yesterday. Got the hits that we needed to get, and won a nice crisp 3-1 game, where heart palpitations wasn't happening. You got Lugo for 2 innings, 6 outs because we got the off day today, and now he's going to be back refreshed for the weekend series. So Rodriguez, what have you seen? The last 3 games, because it really is the last 3 games we've seen a little bit of a turn here. It's like the curve. We're starting to flatten the curve. But what have you seen, especially out of the pitching, namely the bullpen too? Think about that bullpen.
I saw Porcello pitch a heck of a game.
Ooh. Hey, Porcello's down to 6.92 ERA. He had 28.
He's down. Thank goodness he's down.
He's throwing some nice pitches up there. Yep.
He pitched fantastic, man. He was hitting the corners and he was changing speeds and he was going up and down in the strike zone. I mean, he did everything he had to do, and he had and like we said before, he had a fantastic defense behind him. Jimenez, Guillorme, guys, don't sleep on Guillorme. He's a great defensive player. I mean, honestly, only way they could have had a better defense there yesterday was to have Dominic Smith at first and Alonso DH,
the back catcher,
or something. But they played a very solid game. If they keep playing these type of games, because besides DeGrom, who can dominate, our pitchers are not dominators. Waka is Waka is another type of Porcello type. He throws a little harder, but he's the same type of guy. He's going to get contact, ground ball. He's going to get hit around a little bit. So solid defense. Stroman is definitely a Porcello guy. So the only guy that we have that can truly dominate a team is DeGrom. Yeah. But like I said, by the way, mixing and matching players strategically, depending on the inning, is a really good thing that Rojas is doing. He's helping us become a better team at that precise moment. He's not putting a team out there and saying, okay, hopefully these guys will play good for 3 innings together. No, I say I'm putting the best defensive team out there for this inning right now for us to win the game. If he does that, it's going to help us. And the bullpen, the guys have a track record. They're good players. They're supposed to be good players, man. I mean, at the end of the day, they're going to be where they're going to be, unless they have a horrible year, just like some players have last year. If they're going to be the same, if they're going to be the natural player they've been their whole career, we're going to have a solid bullpen, man, because we have good players. So those 2 little things, defense and a good bullpen, they helped us win a game. Imagine that. We already know we can hit. We already know we can hit. So all we need to do is score 4 runs a game. We'll be 55-3 like the Guam should have been.
And contrary to Cornet's belief, situational hitting will help.
Cornet, 29 years old.
I think it's Hernandez. Hernandez.
I don't know. I'm sure. I think he's talking about. Well, either way, but I believe in situational hitting. I don't think you should go up there trying to rake every single freaking time.
You see, Cornet with the blonde chicks dig the long ball, man. That's what he's doing.
Man, hey, Rodriguez, can we get just a quick close up of Rodriguez? And Rodriguez, tilt your head down. It's a tremendous hat. A little bit more. It's just there you go. Perfect.
And I complimented the hat right before we got on air.
Nice Mr. Met hat. Yes. Cool. Love it. All right. So let's talk a little bit about what's coming up here. It's a little weird to say this, but and the standings are a little weird because different games played due to COVID. But we're going against the first place Marlins, and they're 5-1. Hey, legitimate 5-1 start. But clearly we have the better team here, and we're gonna have it's Waka that's gonna pitch tomorrow against the Marlins. Look, the Marlins are this young team that has nothing to lose. So, they're going to go out there and they're going to take chances. They're going to take risks. Don Mattingly is a talented manager.
You're going to get the virus. So they're out there taking chances, taking risks.
Yes. I'm talking about on-field chances right now.
Okay.
But they are going to do. They're going to play the small ball. They're going to do weird things. They're going to be aggressive. They're going to shift. They're going to overshift. They're going to change their shift within at bats. I've seen that out of the Marlins. So it's still the Marlins, and we've had issues with the Marlins in the past. So I just hope that Rojas has this team ready. Watch video from the last 3 days for every beat the Marlins like they owe us money. Absolutely. Look, three good looking guys there. But I think Rojas should be showing, embedding the video from like the last 3 games because we have played better. We lost the game to the Nationals on Tuesday, and we got behind in it. We couldn't scratch and claw our way back in. But based on the last 3 games, that's the way that we should start looking. Alonso should be looking the other way. Look, Pete, it's okay if you don't blast some home runs right now. It's okay.
Definitely.
Get yourself right. Just get yourself right. Hit the ball to right. We've talked about this. So we got 3 games coming up with the Marlins, and then a kind of a big 7-game stretch, 7-10 action. It's a big stretch.
Game,
winning.
2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we
Got
appreciate?
it. No, because I'm looking at the rest of the month of August, and it's just our division and then the Yankees. So we play 3 with the Marlins, 4 with
a rough
the
schedule.
Phillies, then the Marlins again for 4 games, and they're gonna be here, and we can't go. Really upset about that. Then we got the Yankees, then the Marlins, and then the Yankees again. Which by the way, just keep it a little bit different. Obviously, this year, August 28th is Jackie Robinson Day. This year, everybody's gonna wear 42 there. But so getting back to this year, the Marlins and then the Nationals will be the games that will happen before our next show, which is probably going to be next Thursday because that's a 1:10 start. So we can do kind of like the same thing as we did this week. So 7-game stretch. Let's talk about the Marlins series first. Who I want to sweep these guys. I want to sweep.
They're looking tough.
They're 5-1.
Their kids are looking tough. It's 6 games. Who knows? Could be a load of crap, but they're looking tough. They're looking like that young, hungry, scrappy team.
Hungry.
That is just tired of being told they suck. So it's not going to be easy.
Who have they played?
They played the Phillies, then they played the Yankees, I believe.
Yeah.
No, they didn't play the Yankees yet.
They didn't play the Yankees. I thought they played the Nats.
Maybe the Nats.
It was definitely the Phillies because the Phillies were pissed. Andrew McCutchen made that known that he was pissed off at the Marlins because when the Marlins did whatever they did with the COVID stuff, you're not impacting just yourselves. That's really selfish. I went on a rant last week. Keith went on a rant last week. Let's not beat a dead seal.
Beat a baby seal. Say it right.
I said dead seals.
If the seal is dead and you're beating it, it's not that much impact. If you
but that's better. If you beat a dead seal, it's better, right? Not a baby seal.
No.
Morally, it may be better, but a baby seal is disgusting.
No,
and you want to be disgusting.
Baby seal.
What are you doing with the baby seal? All right.
I don't know what's wrong with baby seal.
Eating it.
The Marlins have played. The Phillies. They're playing the Orioles.
Garbage.
Well, Kyle said this. Kyle said, that the Orioles. I think he actually chose the Orioles to somehow make the playoffs. I told him that they were not going to win 10 games, and then they beat the Yankees. I think they beat the Yankees once, maybe potentially. Tim, don't yell at me if I'm wrong on that. But they are halfway to the 10 mark that I thought, so I upped that a little bit. he seems to think it's in the 20s, but this is a 5-6 Baltimore Orioles versus it's weird. All these teams have played 13 games. The Marlins have played 6, and now the Cardinals are going to be behind too. So let's go round robin real quick. Keith, what are your thoughts on this series? How many do we take?
I would like to take 2. I think we're going to take 2 out of 3.
Okay, Mr. Rodriguez.
Waka? Who's pitching for us? Waka?
Porcello.
It's gonna be Porcello pitched yesterday. It's gonna be, Waka. Right. It's going to be Peterson,
and
then it's going to be Cy.
Oh, definitely 2 out of. I'm thinking 3. We're taking all 3.
I would love that. I will give you a socially distanced, safe hug and kiss for that.
I am going to agree with my good buddy, Mr. Rodriguez, and I'm going to say we sweeping their asses.
All right.
We sweep them.
I agree.
And on Sunday, after the Sunday game, when I put it in the books, after every Mets win, which you guys are seeing, we're going to say how sweep it is, baby.
If Pete comes around, a player like him, if he gets hot, makes that whole lineup stronger. If he is truly coming around, we may sweep. I'm just going to say 2 out of 3 to be safe because I'm tired of being over enthusiastic.
Dominic Smith needs more playing time.
Agreed.
He's a hitter.
Kid's a beast.
He's good. I mean, just keep it up there. And then so that takes us through the weekend, and then we start a 4-game set up at Citi Field. The Marlins at Citi Field also against the Nats. Doesn't look like Strasburg is going to pitch. Although that could change. He's got that nerve thing going on his wrist. Scherzer has a hamstring situation going on. Not sure if he is going to go to the IL or not. But that team is kind of just beat up. They just got they got their best player back yesterday after he was dealing with the COVID situation. But from a pitching perspective and from we just lost Rendon over the offseason. That team's looking like little beat up. But I'm not going to count out the Nats because they lost their best player prior to last year and then won the World Series. So that's a 4-game set in Citi Field. This time, let's start with Rodriguez. 4-game set, Nats. So you're thinking it's going to be Mats, Porcello, Waka, and Peterson.
I think we'll split it. Even though, here's my problem. Even though their pitching might not be there for them, their hitting's going to be, because I think Soto will be a little bit better.
He will.
Howie Kendrick has been solid for them. He's been hitting really well. The guy they got Thames, they got him at first base. He's like a muscle, like freaking Hulk over there. That guy, Eric Thames. I think he's a home run hitter.
Thames, yeah.
They have a solid hitting team, and I don't think I'm not 100% sure on our pitching yet. Maybe another go around, I can predict a little better, but I think definitely we go 500 against them. That's why I want that sweep from the Marlins, so we could have a successful couple of series there.
Yeah, and hopefully even the losses. Hopefully, if even if it's a loss, if you get that crisp game being played, and the bullpen is pretty solid, and you lose a game 2-1, yeah, it hurts, but it's better than the bullpen giving up 6 runs in the 8th and 9th inning. My thought on this, I'm gonna agree with you again, Rodriguez. We're gonna split this series, I think, and I know. And if Porcello, continues to pitch the way we just saw him pitch, that could take the Mets into the next gear. And then you bring back Stroman, which is going to be a huge boost there. So that's my thought. So I think we go 5-2 on this homestand. Keith? I
think we're going to take 3 out of 4. I think the really think the Nationals are suspect right now. I think their offense is taking a serious hit with the loss of some major free agents, some injuries. I think their pitching also has taken a major hit with Strasburg out and Scherzer apparently hurt. I don't think he's going to miss any games, but I think he's going to play a little hurt, which may take a little away from him. Although he does seem to be inhuman sometimes, I have to
With
imagine
those
it's going
two
to affect.
eyes.
Yeah, I have to
Different
imagine
colors.
he's going to be affected in one way or another. And I think the Mets are going to turn around and take 3 out of 4 from them. We showed that we can beat them. Even the game we lost to them, unfortunately, we show we can beat them, and we're taking 3 out of 4. So although we're taking different paths, I do think we're going to go 5 wins in this homestand as well.
5-2.
Yeah.
All right. Just real quick, let me plug Sterling's Paradise before I forget. Sterling Paradise, serving the most authentic Haitian food in South Florida.
Check it out.
They're located at 360 South State Road 7. That's up in Margate, down here in South Florida. Griot, fried turkey, many different options. They got a breakfast, they got a lunch, they got a dinner. So any time of day that you're ready to eat, that's where to go. I believe you can now find them on Uber Eats and all those good things they deliver. It's really good food. Lunch specials, Monday and Thursday, tasso turkey and griot, or griot. I don't want to say you're getting both for $9. And believe me, guys, it's worth it. It's tremendous, really good, very flavorful, and just all around great spot. And as Rodriguez mentioned a few weeks ago, the owner likes the Mets. So what else? What else do you want in a place?
Gotta go. Come on, people.
Yeah. One other thing, and then I want to mention one more real quick topic, and then we'll wrap this bad boy up.
I just want to say real quick before you do that, I'm very disappointed in myself that I didn't try to mouth your words while the focus was on me, but your voice is being heard.
Yes.
I lost that opportunity.
Tremendous.
I'm disappointing in myself. Failure on Laris.
That's all right. Everybody's allowed an off day. Immediately following this show, if you're in the Cine Sports Talk group, it's going to be the Jader and Kyle show. They're going to be talking about some of the news that's been hitting. Mulan is going to be on Disney Plus. It's going to be for $30 for a rental. Would you pay for that? You got family, whatnot, and it just comes out a little bit cheaper had you not go to the movie theater, which we can't. This is perfect. I really like this. So they're also going to be talking about the Paul Rudd movie, I Love You, Man. I'm a huge fan of Paul Rudd. He's pretty good. So that's what's going to go on. And then the Empire 161 show, the Yankee show that's on the network now, is going to go live Saturday morning before the show. I think they have a doubleheader that day. 7-inning doubleheader is what we're looking at right now. So I believe that they're going on at 11:30 a.m. as kind of a pregame show. So that wraps it up for that. I did want to mention one thing. Anthony DiComo does this thing on through Twitter and the mailbag type thing, and then he answers the question. One thing that I just thought was absolutely ridiculous, and you guys, I wanted to let you guys know, and you guys find it equally as ridiculous. Somebody tweeted at him saying, when Ahmed Rosario comes back, what's the most likely plan for him and Andres Jimenez, who plays shortstop? Why in the world would you think that Ahmed Rosario is going to lose shortstop and you move Rosario around? No. Rosario is our shortstop. We talked about this last year. Maybe we're going to move him to center field. And that was with his struggles. He has corrected those. He's not making the errors that he did in the first half of last year, which was a disaster. Let me tell you something. Andres Jimenez has played very well, but Rojas is going to find his spots. Second base, third base, bench. He's not going to play every single day. So when he comes back, Rosario's our shortstop. Without
Cespedes in the lineup, Cano is going to fall kind of into that DH role. / second baseman, and Jimenez is going to find his playing time there. That's
especially now, Rodriguez. What do you think? I know we talked about this with DH for Cano. Do you think that even pushes it more extreme, that where he's going to be playing many more games at DH than second base now that he has been injured?
Oh, absolutely. It's writing on the wall right there. Basically, you just gave up your second base defensive position for the year by getting hurt. What you're gonna do, Cano, is you're gonna come in DH and you're gonna hit 340. You're gonna be nice and relaxed, smacking the ball around with all that experience, and you still have some decent bat speed, and you know what to do. And then what's gonna happen is Kid Jimenez is gonna take second base. He's gonna share it with Dozier. You know, Dozier's a righty, the kid's a lefty. So they'll probably do that. I mean, that's what I would do. That's what I would do. Of course, I let Cano play a couple of times too, and maybe once or twice a week he gets to play on the field. The kid takes the other reps, and Dozier comes in once a week or twice for a lefty, and then you're done.
And that's it. There we go. All right. So let's get this bad boy wrapped up. Put a big blue and orange ribbon on it. I haven't said that in a long time. Look, the Mets are off today. It's a day for all of us fans to knock the stress out, take a deep breath, think about these last 3 games that we've played a little bit better, a little bit more crisp just for the last one. And now we get to take on the Marlins here. Let's do a round robin as we always do. Any closing thoughts? Mr. Laris reporting live from the Mets clubhouse.
Fuckata, Cespedes. I know I gave you some excuses. But you know what, Cespedes? You're a little...
Yep.
Beep. I muted that out. But that's what you are. Why? I'm going to run in the middle of the night. I'm going to clean out my room and run home like a little girl and mommy and daddy and get some hugs. Get over it. Be a man. Own your shit stuff. Own your sugar. Did I say shit?
Fine. Keith, shit is fine.
Own it and grow up, bro. Fuckata. And know what? Double fuckata. Marlins and Nats and Braves and Yankees. Sorry, Tim. Fuckata, all you motherfuckatas. Boom.
Wow.
Your thoughts are?
Can I just say that when you did the boom fuakata, you got close enough to that your eyes yes, and it was just like there was like fire in your eyes. Rewatch that.
I was feeling it. I was feeling it.
That was
and we're going to win 5 games out of the next 7. We're going to come back, and the Braves will come with you. We'll come with you, crappy mother. I had to bleep that out because I said a lot of F-bombs in there.
Rodriguez, he of the really nice hat. Any closing thoughts for today?
Oh, man. Listen, like we say every week, everyone, take care of yourselves. Wear your mask. Stay safe. Let's go Mets. We're going to turn this around. It's 5-8. We're going to make the playoffs. They're expanded. We got lucky. We're going to be great. Next week, we'll be really happy. I promise. Or else, Faraci will dunk his head in the face.
Yep. Wear your damn mask.
Wait, before or after somebody's been in there?
Mask on. Putos.
All
right. All right. Just real quick, some thoughts. Definitely stay safe out there. Wear your mask out there. Don't spread for the sake of spreading.
Hey.
Hey.
Oh,
hey, yo, forget about it.
Forget about it.
Watch Kyle and Jader coming up at 8:30.
Boom.
Just believe in this team. 5-8, I get it, but the last 3 games are starting to turn it around. The bullpen's starting to look better. The hitting's starting to come around a little bit. Starting pitching is there. Porcello looked great. Think about those positives on the day off. And then here comes Friday.
We're still in the mix. We're right in there, buddy. We're still in the mix.
Absolutely. That'll do it for us for this week. We appreciate it. Producer Joe, shout out to you. I'm hands-free today. It was a great experience.
Actually,
really appreciate you.
Great job, bro.
Did a great job today, and it'll only get better. For myself, for Keith, for Rodriguez, for Whammy Joe, Producer Joe, everybody who commented, we appreciate that also. Keep them coming, and we will talk to you guys next week, next Thursday, hopefully after a 5-2 homestand. Peace out, everybody.
Stay frozen.